So, welcome to the Ray Say What podcast. And I know what you're thinking. Honestly, you're probably thinking, is this really another podcast? And I'll be the first one to tell you, yes, it's another podcast. I honestly feel like the podcast scene, game, whatever you want to define it as, it's actually kind of getting saturated, oversaturated. Just like, I feel like the new thing now is like, before it was like everyone wants to be a rapper, and I'm sure that's still a really big thing. But now I feel like everyone's trying to get into podcasting because everyone's just like, I could just talk with my friends, or I could just talk. How hard could it be? And I'm one of those people, so we'll see how far I get. So thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing I really wanted to talk about today, though, was Endgame. I've seen it twice. It's been out for I think 2 weeks now, and it was really good and not at the same time. It's so my problem with it is in the beginning, it just started off really slowly for me. Like the entire spoilers, I will be giving details, so spoilers from here on out. The beginning started very slow for me. There was just so much setup and so much dialogue, and I guess like you have to do that, but everything didn't really pick up for me until they went back in time, and everything didn't really pick up for me until like Cap fought Cap. That's when I really started enjoying the movie. So then, when we get towards the end, like the big fight scenes, I was in fucking love with Cap grabbing the hammer. I feel like everyone was. If you were in a movie theater and they didn't go off at that moment, you either went to the wrong movie theater or you might be deaf. Really happy that happened. I also really loved in that fight scene where and I feel like it's a really small thing, like I don't think anyone else really cares for this, but in that fight, you see, I think Cap threw the shield, missed, or it bounced off of Thanos, and then he threw the hammer at it, and it made like a thunderclap. And that's a throwback to the first Avengers movie, wherein Thor went to go hit Cap with his hammer, and Cap blocked the shield, and it created the same effect. So I just thought that was pretty cute. The first time I saw it, I'm a big like nerd and geek, so watching that movie I was all in my feels. But the first time I watched it, it really only hit me in the feels when Iron Man died, and it wasn't even really when he died, because at that moment I was more shocked because I was like, yeah, they won, yes, let's fucking go, and then dude's gasping for air. You got Spidey over here crying, and it really didn't hit me until you hear the voice that he left behind. I believe it was a hologram. That's when it really started to hit me. The second time I watched it, though, I was a mess throughout the entire movie because I was like, this is 10 years that I've been watching these movies, and it's just like, I know they're gonna do more stuff with other Marvel stuff, but it's just weird. Like, this is the ending of this chapter. So for me, I started to get in I first got in the feels the second time when Nat died. Just because I was like, dag, that's it. R.I.P. Then, I was in my feels when Sam said "on your left," and everyone else came in, and I was like, that's when I was really thinking, damn, this is what it's all built up for. Like, I've waited 10 years to see this, and I was thoroughly pleased. I was also a little choked up when we saw, I really should know this myself for not knowing this. Well, I guess I feel like in Tony's funeral, I thought it would have been better to have the cameo there, because I thought it would just be good that you could see Stan Lee at the end just watching how it all started and just being there to see it end. But I thought of that when he showed up in the actual cameo, when you actually see him driving, and I was like, damn, R.I.P. And I had seen a post that was like, if Stephen Hawking's and Stan Lee would have lived one more year, then they both would have saw like their life's work. Like they would have saw not the end result, but they would have saw like one of the biggest things of their work. Because Stephen Hawking's, I really hope it was Stephen Hawking. If it's not, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's Stephen Hawking's, and how he put his life to for like the black hole, and then we come out with the picture of it a year later. And then for Stan Lee, we have Endgame. So then that kind of went through my mind, and that had me tear jerky. I was a mess at the funeral, and then I was wondering. I feel like at the funeral it would have been better if they had old Cap there. Like if he just you just see him off in the corner, and maybe he is, and I just didn't see it. But I thought that would have been pretty cool. Just a little like Easter egg. You didn't think of it much then, but when you go back, it makes sense. One thing I really didn't like though, in Infinity War, they had when Hulk got his ass handed to him, Bruce couldn't get him back out. And I was really hoping for an explanation for that. And I could have sworn, and everyone just assumed that it was because he got his tail beat and he was like, scared or upset about it and throwing a little tantrum. But then I could have sworn one of the Russo brothers said that it wasn't because he got his ass handed to him, but it was never explained. Just 5 years, and I always thought of it as a monstrosity, but I just learned to accept him. Now we're one. And I hated the Hulk. For me and my friends, what I've seen is everyone either hated Thor's character or the Hulk's character. And for me, Hulk, hands down. I hated him. Such a good. It was a good movie. Like when I saw it the second time, I really was dying when I was going through the first half. I really contemplated just getting up and taking a walk or something, because that first half was killing me. But once we got into the groove of things halfway through, I was in love the entire way through. Yeah, while we're on movies and stuff like that, we might as well talk about Game of Thrones. Originally when I wanted to talk about this was last week when I believe it was episode 4 came out, because I know it was mixed. Well, for everyone I heard hated it, but I didn't hate it. I thought that it was a good episode because relative to episode 2, which is before the long night, I thought that was a bad episode. And so I thought there was some political stuff in episode 4, but I thought it had enough details in it to make it compelling. But I totally thought things were going to happen differently. I thought at the time episode 4 came out, I was certain that Jon was going to kill Dany at some point, and that Dany's last dragon was going to just go to Jon. After seeing episode 5, though, Arya's killing Dany. I don't know if that dragon's going to make it. I really hate that they killed my bald homie. I can't believe Jon just watched him do that. That was devastating to me. And I was just my mouth dropped when the bells rang and Dany still flamed them. Someone on Twitter said you should have saw it coming. All the signs were leading to this. They were just foreshadowing this, and they were. But I didn't see her to be a woman against her word. You could see the madness in her, and at the moment right before she did it, you saw the madness. But she gave her word, or maybe she didn't. To me, she gave her word to Tyrion and said, when he said, "If they ring the bell, please stop," and they rang the bell, and she was like, and then she fucked everything up. Hated the way that the Lannisters died. I really wanted Arya to kill. I wanted someone to kill Cersei. She's done so much shit. For her to die that way was stupid. And for Jaime, I didn't want Jaime to die that way. That was actually pretty annoying. But oh well, it's too late now. Last episode next week. Can't wait. I really want to see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't end. I really hope it doesn't end with Dany on the throne. I really hope Arya kills her, because what she did to those innocent people was ridiculous. Let's see what else we got. Uh, oh, basketball, basketball, basketball. So, for those who care, and I'm hoping everyone cares because this is going to be important in my podcast. Um, I'm a Nets fan, in case you couldn't tell. We got bounced out in the first round, got reverse sweeped. Really glad the 76ers didn't make it because fuck them, since they were such assholes to us and they beat the shit out of us. So I'm glad they didn't make it. And I'm pretty sure. I think Jimmy might stay. I don't know about Tobias. But that team's gonna get broken. I'm curious to see if they're gonna keep the coach. And fuck 76ers. I don't even care about them. We'll see what happens in the offseason. But the Nets in offseason, it's rumored that Kyrie is favored to go there. And I really hope he doesn't. Because he's one of my favorite players. And my problem with him is he just showed that, from what I saw, not even like with all the rumors, but just from what I saw, he can't be a leader. He can't. Because with being a leader, you have to own up to your mistakes and you have to lead by example. And you just got to know when you can't do the job. I feel like that's only a part of it. So, especially in the series that they lost against the Bucks, all I see is him chucking up shots. And, like, what was it, game 4? He said, I took 22 shots. I should have took 30. No, you should have passed out more. You're getting double teamed all the time. And I know you can make these crazy shots. Kobe said you have the Kobe mentality, but that doesn't mean you have to be like Kobe. Like, you can be a great point guard by passing too. So if he comes, I hope it's because he has some growth and some development. But I really don't want. I don't want to take the chance. I'd rather them just re-sign D'Lo, and we continue. And if we get KD, that's great. I would love Kawhi. After the Raptors won that series, though, I'm sure, unless maybe they get swept or something, he's probably staying with up there in Toronto. But shout out to him for hitting that buzzer beater. I didn't get a chance to watch that Game 7, but I heard it was crazy. I think he will. After seeing the highlights, the way the crowd reacted to the shot, I think he really feels the love there. So I don't know how he actually enjoys the atmosphere, like actually living out there. But that city, that country, like, they love him. And they will love him if he stays. Trailblazers, I feel like this is like a really good season for like the teams who did shitty last year. Or at least a few that I know. Because there was... the Nets did crappy. He wasn't expected to make the playoffs. He made the playoffs. Haters gonna hate. Then Raptors, who got bounced out by LeBron and the Cavs last year, going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then Trailblazers, after I believe they got swept by the Pelicans last year, and now they're in the Western Conference Finals. Truth be told, regardless of what happens, I just want the Warriors to win. I want Steph to get his 4th ring. I want him to get the three-peat. Win or lose, I don't think KD's staying. I hope Klay stays. I hope everyone else stays. Well, the core players. So Klay, I don't think Draymond's contract is up yet, and if it is, either way, I hope he stays. KD can leave. I don't know much of their bench. I know it's not deep, so their bench could go for all I care. Boogie, I feel like he has options, but I feel like that because of his injury, he might stay and get another minimum, or he might test himself out. Maybe someone else wants him. If anything, I think he got rid of that stigma of him being a bad team player because KD and Draymond caused the most drama on that team. So if Boogie can try to be the one to be the voice of reasoning, then I think he has a chance. Oh, Steve Harvey. I forgot that happened this week. Steve. Always getting in controversy. Sorry for that. I'm trying to set it up. But in case, I'm sure you did hear it. In case you didn't, though, here it is. And we're back. Had some technical difficulties there. But the show must go on. So I wanted to play this Steve Harvey clip, and I don't know if you guys will hear it. So hopefully hear this.
People don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. It ain't but 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life, and your ass was asleep.
The Bible says. So a lot of people gave him shit for this, and I honestly didn't think it was well deserved. I feel like people. I guess maybe I didn't take everything he said word for word. So one thing I think it's perfectly fine that you don't get 8 hours of sleep as long as you're being productive with that time. So if you're trying to perfect your craft, or you're trying to start a business, or you're just trying to do something, I don't think it's a problem to lose 2, 3, max 4 hours of sleep if you're being productive with that time. I do see, like, if he said you guys got to get 3 hours of sleep and that's 5 hours you could be doing some other stuff, that I disagree with. Because, and even then, even if, like, I can run on 5 hours of sleep, but I'm not going to do it every day. That's just dumb. Like, if I'm going to run on, like, you got to set time, you got to try and make a schedule that you can catch up on sleep. But I don't believe everyone needs 8 hours of sleep to be at their most functional. Actually, 8 hours for me is oversleeping. If I get 8 hours of sleep, I'm still going to wake up drowsy. But for me personally, I don't like waking up past a certain time. Like, if it's past 10 or 10:30, I'm gonna be upset if I sleep past that, because I feel like I've slept my half my day away, even though I haven't. But I just feel like, because I know I'm not gonna stay up later to make up for the time I didn't. But like the days that I wake up at 1 in the afternoon, I'm upset. And it could be doing nothing. That I could just be playing video games, but that's time that I'm doing something I want to do. I'd rather be up playing video games sleepy in the morning than sleeping. I actually used to go to the gym in the morning because I felt like it saved time in my day. I'd wake up early, go at 6, work out, go to work, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it afterwards. I could come home, and I would actually find myself to be more productive when I came home than I would if I went in the middle of the day or after work. So I feel like people killed him for that, and I don't think he deserved it. But the part where he said the east, like the West Coast East Coast time difference, that that really like flew over my head. And someone I know, they said that for that particularly, that's what that really stuck with them. And to me, I that doesn't stick to me, because that I guess you could kill him for it, because to me that's dumb. I don't think, if you're on, that shouldn't be the reason you're gonna wake up early. If you're gonna wake up early, that's just what I think. So tell me what you think. I don't think it was that over the crazy, because I think he's thinking from like a CEO point of view, because like people who own their own businesses and are CEOs, to my understanding, the majority of them work more than 40 hours a week, so they don't even get the luxury of sleeping like that. Now I think once you get to a certain point, you shouldn't be overdoing it. Like once you get to a certain point, you can either slow it down or you can get some other people to help you out. But I definitely think I don't think what he said should kill him as much as everyone said. Like the memes that I saw for it, while funny and very well, not necessary, but I took them very well. I really enjoyed them. I just didn't see where the kill was coming from. Cloud chases, I guess. What else happened? Oh, Janae. She said it wasn't a diss. And it wasn't a diss. Like, her freestyles hit so different. Like, I can't listen to... I love her voice. She has a good voice. But sometimes certain people's music just isn't... It's just not my style. So, like, I could find, like, maybe a few songs that I like of her. But overall, like, I just don't listen to her. But her freestyles always hit so different. That freestyle was good. That was stuck in my head for days. I'll probably listen to it again later. She put that out. I really hated the music video. I really didn't like the fact that you just see a video of her just standing there. But maybe she's making money off of it for the views. I'd rather it just came out and not on streaming services and not have to see the video, because the video actually ruined the song for me. But I don't really think it was a diss. I think she was just hurt. I think you could hear it in the lyrics and in her voice. Like it was such a beautiful song. Like she's just hurt. She was someone who's in love and just can't be with the person she loves anymore. They broke up for whatever reason, and she wishes the best for him. She wishes she was with him, but she can't be with him. Both because they're not together, and both because it hurts so much. I just think it's such a great song. Oh my god, well done to her. If all her songs were like that, then I'd be all in a Janae fan. Did anything else music wise come out? I think Tyler's dropping an album next week or this week. What's today's date? Today's date is 13th. I believe he's dropping it Friday. I feel like I heard We the Best. DJ Khaled. Heard he's dropping something, and I think one more person's dropping something, but I don't think I listened to them, so I won't be looking forward to it. I never really care for DJ Khaled songs or albums. Like, there's always a few songs that I like. Like, if there's a Drake song on there, of course I'll listen to it. If Chance is on it, if Chance, Quavo, and Justin are on it, same song, I'll be there. And then there'll probably be like one or two songs that I still listen to, but I can never. It's just I have a very very particular taste, and his because he has like 24 features on his album, it just doesn't cater all to me. But I really hope it's something good. I need some new music. I've been waiting. What was besides Janae? What was the last thing that came out? I don't know. I think I've been listening to. I've really been listening to Kanye's music, but like I specifically been listening to The Life of Pablo, and I feel like people didn't like that album, but I love it. Waves is a shit. Waves is my shit. To be honest, I think that's all I have. Is there anything? Did anything else happen recently that I should know about? Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Looks like I've seen everything or talked about everything that I care for. Yeah, that's about it. Can't wait to see. It came out already, but I can't wait to see Detective Pikachu. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say it's really good. Some people say it's and I heard some people say that it was just straight up bad. So I don't know when I'm gonna see it. Hopefully, I see it soon. Can't wait to see Far From Home. I never watched trailers. Oh my god, what was that movie? There's two movies that ruined trailers for me. I believe it was the original Homecoming, the Spider-Man Homecoming movie, and Captain America. No, was it Captain America Civil War? I don't know if that was a Cat movie eventually. I think it was a Cat movie, but Civil War ruined it for me because the trailer just had the biggest fight scenes, all the crazy things, and it just ruined the movie for me when I saw it. So I just didn't watch it. But I broke character. I love Spider-Man. I looked at the trailer and I'm in love. I have questions. The Marvel Universe has a way of just changing things up, and I don't know if they're gonna change it back later. So like, who is it? Mysterio? I think it's Mysterio. He's a villain normally, but he seems to be on the good side. I don't know if something's gonna happen to him and he'll like get corrupt or change later, or just because he is from a different dimension, if he'll be good. I think they say he's from a different dimension. And I know in Captain Marvel, the Skrulls were good, but they're known as a really big threat in the Marvel universe. So I don't know if that's gonna change later. Actually, do they have a list of movies that are gonna come out for the next set of phases? Let's see. Phase 4. Let's see. Because honestly, I heard that they're going to be focusing on people that not many people know. So Far From Home coming out July. Black Widow's still going to get a movie. I don't know if they're gonna pull from a different dimension or if she's gonna it's set back in time. I don't know who the Internals are. I don't know who Shang-Chi or Shang. I don't know who that is either way. Black Panther 2, can't wait for that. Doctor Strange 2, can't wait for that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, can't wait for that. Captain Marvel 2, Avengers 5, maybe a Blade. I hope with Captain Marvel 2 I hope she actually becomes a more important character because she was there for a total like 5 minutes in the movie. And give me one momento. She was there for a total of 5 minutes. Less than that, she was there in the beginning of Endgame. She was there in the beginning. She saved Tony. She talked on the hologram. She left. She came. She kicked some butt. She got her butt hit by a stone, and you see her at the funeral, and that sums up her. Like she probably really didn't need a movie, but I guess for background, so people aren't just like, who is this? Now that Marvel's owns X-Men and Fantastic Four, I heard they might do something with that, which sucks because hopefully they do good with Marvel with Fantastic Four this time for the third reboot. But they did good with Spider-Man for the third reboot. I just keep going on tangents. I think this current Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. I think Tom is doing the best job. I think because I really didn't like. There was things about the other ones I didn't like. I didn't really care much for Tobey as Spider-Man, but I know a lot of people, especially from my generation, they love him because that's their Spider-Man. He's our Spider-Man. But I just didn't like the way they made his character. Maybe he did good acting, but I didn't like his version of Spider-Man. I don't like the way they made that Spider-Man. My problem with Andrew's Spider-Man was I prefer a younger Spider-Man. Like I prefer him to be a kid in like high school. So that's also why Tom. But and basically I prefer the newer ones to the older ones. So this Spider-Man, I like this the best. Andrew was second best, and then the original one is just the bottom. And I feel like that's an unpopular opinion, but it doesn't matter. That's really all I have. How long was this? 30? It's not bad. Hopefully next time it doesn't need to be longer, but hopefully, next time I could still have some good, at least something. Just stay tuned for next time. Thanks for listening.